Hey everyone, thanks for being here today for our introductory press conference welcoming Klay Thompson, Naji Marshall, and Quentin Grimes to the Mavs. We're excited to have them in Dallas. In a second, I'm going to turn it over to our VP of Basketball Operations and Assistant GM Michael Finley for some opening remarks, and then we'll go into questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll find you with the microphone. And please state your name and affiliation so these guys can try to get to know you. With that, Finn.
Yes. First of all, welcome everyone here. Thank you for coming. It's an exciting day for us to add these young men to our organization. Last year, we had a pretty successful year. We did come up a little bit short, but like every other team in this league except for one, we went into this summer trying to get better. And I think with the addition of these three young men here, we're taking a step in the right direction and trying to get better. We have three great young men who I think will do a great job for us on and off the court, and we're very excited to have them a part of the Mavericks organization. So without further ado, open up for questions.
Mike Curtis, Dallas Morning News. Just wanted to say welcome to Klay, Naji, and Quentin. This question is for Klay. Just after 13 years with the Warriors, why was now the time to depart for a new team, and what made Dallas the destination for you?
Whether you play basketball or work in the corporate world or whatever industry, sometimes change just can spur greatness, and a new change of scenery can do wonders. And I'm very grateful for my time at Golden State, but I just felt like moving on could just re-energize me and do something special for the rest of my career. And Dallas was so attractive because of the young players they have, the style of play, the world-class treatment these players get from this organization, and just a beautiful city who loves their hoops. So when I was watching the playoffs and I'm watching the Mavs, make a run for the championship, I just saw myself fitting in really well with this team and the personnel, and they look like they have fun playing with each other and they play for each other, and that was very attractive for me. And that's really all I needed to see, and there's mutual interest there, and that's why I'm here.
Tim Cato with The Athletic. Klay, you obviously were in the league when Luka entered and debuted. I'm curious your thoughts on first impressions of him and what you've seen from him as he's gone from a rookie to a superstar, and then the other two, Naji, Quentin. I'm just curious what your expectations are to play with Luka, what you think it's going to look like, feel like, be like.
Y'all got it.
Everybody knows Luka is one of the top players in the NBA, so I feel like our job is to go out there, play as hard as we can, and just try to get back to the position they was in last year, and hopefully win the championship. And then playing with Luka, he makes everybody else on the court job a lot easier. For me as a shooter, just coming in, just learning from Klay, one of the best shooters to ever touch a basketball. So playing with Luka to be fun because he draws so much attention defensively. So I'm ready to knock down open shots, make plays, and just do whatever I can to help this team win.
Yeah, kind of like Q said, Luka's an amazing player. So just to learn from him and just to play with him, make the game easier for him. Even to learn from like Klay and Quentin, who are great shooters. So I'm just excited to play with everybody, looking forward to it. But yeah, Luka's an amazing player, and just to make the game easier for him.
Naji and Quentin said it. Luka, even before he got in the NBA, you watch his EuroLeague highlights and you're like, this 18-year-old is doing this to grown men? It's crazy. So the impact he had on a rookie too, you could see that he had greatness ahead of him. Pretty sure he gave us a triple-double in Oracle like in 2019 as a rookie, and I don't think that's happened to us since maybe like a LeBron or Tim Duncan. So you saw the potential early, and I think just playing off him, Kai, and the rest of the guys, I can help them space the floor and knock down shots or play defense, whatever's needed.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Klay, I'm sure you've heard, and I know you had conversations with Steph, with Steve Kerr. What has this been like for you, just emotionally, kind of going through? Divorce is probably not the right word, but closing that chapter after 13 years and just everything that goes along with that.
I mean, probably a little disappointed at first, but then as time goes on, you have a lot of time to reflect and you realize what you did. They can't take that away from you as far as the championships records are meant to be broken, but the impact you have on a community and all that, that will forever live. And sometimes, breakups are necessary to do what's right. And I'm not the first athlete in the NBA to go through this. I did grow up in Portland, and I remember when Scottie Pippen came to the Blazers, that was like the biggest day of my life. And I'm not saying I'm Scottie, but they were right there against the Lakers, almost won a chip. So I take a lot of inspiration from past athletes and how their careers might have gone, astray when they either left the team or joined a new team. And some guys thrive, and I look forward to just kind of being rejuvenated here and playing a lot of good basketball left in the tank.
Kevin Gray, Mavericks Radio Network here on the left, Klay, for a question for Klay. For you, just two-part question. What was your relationship with Kyrie Irving and how that influenced you making the decision to come to Dallas? And how would you define yourself as a player at this stage in your career and what that means to help this Mavericks team try to win a championship going forward?
Some good questions. Kyrie and I are good friends. I mean, we came to the league together in 2011. We played on Team USA together twice. Obviously, we played against each other in the highest stages for many years, and I've always been a fan of Kai's game, and guarding him was hell, so it's nice to be on the other end of that for once and see other defenders get loose and get shook by him. That's going to be a good sight to see. And then part two, at this point in my career, I mean, still can't leave me open, and I can guard, and I'm just excited. I still think I can do what I've been able to do, and it's just about being in the best shape I can possibly be. But I know I can help this team, whether it's the knowledge I've gained or big scoring nights. I just still know I can be a very, very good player in this league.
Well, you're good. Welcome, guys. Blake Elliott, 105.3 The Fan. This is for all of y'all. One of the marks that this Mavs team made was kind of defense and toughness. I just wonder how much of all three of y'all identify with that and hope to implement that with this Mavs team this year.
Well, I say playing against these two, I mean, that's why they're here. Not because it's pretty, because they lock up, they're willing to do the dirty work, and I've got against both them. So we're going to have some battles in practice. I'm excited about that.
Definitely. That's kind of my MO, toughness, defense. So one of the things I bring to the game, and something I love to do. So like you said, that's kind of what they used to get where they got this year. And I'm just here to pick up whatever slack they lost or just add to.
Yeah, same thing, just reiterate what they said, just coming in. That was kind of my calling card coming in from Houston. Playing for Coach Sampson, kind of, you can't play defense, you're not going to be on the floor. So playing for Tibbs as well, too. If you don't play defense and scrap and fight for every 50-50 ball, you're not going to court. So that's what I try to do from day one, and I'm going to still do it till I can't play the game anymore, really.
Eddie Sefko, Mavs.com. Naji, well, all of you really, I'm sure, had times to guard Luka, but you in particular, what was it like trying to lock him down, and how much of a relief is it to be on this side now as opposed to that side?
Definitely a relief. Man, Luka's a high-level player, man, so locking down, I won't use that word, but maintain, all three levels, just unbelievable. So just to be on his team, and like Klay said, let him do that to other people, I'm going to get enjoyment out of that. For real.
And I don't recall, it's been a long time, but I don't remember if Steve Francis went to Tacoma Park, but did you break all his records around that area?
No, I didn't. He was from that area. I don't think he went to Tacoma Park, but I would have had to go there for a long time to do all that.
Newey Scruggs, NBC5. Michael, first question for you. You know what it's like to be an all-star player with a franchise and then making the move like you did to the Spurs. What conversations do you have with Klay about that? And then for Klay, obviously your dad, Michael, longtime Laker and radio voice, came out and said he was disappointed. Have you guys made up on that? Is it okay at the house?
Well, to answer your question, we talked about this at dinner, and it wasn't about the basketball. I talked to him more about the experience and the veteran leadership that he can bring to the team. The difference is he was a champion going to a different team, and I was a guy trying to get a championship. But the experience and veteran leadership, we do have a commonality there. And I think with Klay, he can bring that experience, that knowledge for the young for the young players, as well as Luka and Kai. So experience is key, and I think he brings that to the table.
Yeah, my dad was disappointed. I haven't talked to him much about it, but at the end of the day, he was happy for me. He was a little selfish in his business interests because he wanted me to be at home with the family. I was like, Dad, I've been in California my whole life. I got to experience something new. So he understood, and he's actually really excited for me, and he thinks we have a great shot to do something special here, not just this year, but for many years. So he was all on board once the dust settled, and he realized that it was really a match made in heaven.
Price, Math.com. Quentin, you have a brother that plays in the National Hockey League for Vancouver. What's that like when you guys get together and talking basketball and hockey? And for Klay, you once scored 60 points on just 11 dribbles. I don't know how you did that. Could you explain that to us?
I'll go big. Just being my brother being in NHL is really my first year actually going to see him in the playoffs, because just in high school I had AAU for a couple of leagues seasons in the league. He was knocked out the first round and stuff like that. So being able to go watch him in the playoffs, you kind of showed that what it's like for him, because he's going on he just signed another contract, so it'll be going on at year 18 when he's done. So just seeing a guy like that, just being able when I was in high school, be able to pick his brain, like what it's like to be a pro. How to take care of my body, being able to see like what he does on a day-to-day basis, on how to just level up his game on the ice, I guess you could say. So it was definitely a big help for me just having somebody like that, another pro athlete in my household. I can just pick up the phone and call and just talk about how to take care of my body, how to just try to take that next step in high school. But he's been a huge help for me during this process, just in the league all the time, highs, lows. Somebody I can call and just talk to all the time about, and just the little things, just about being a professional athlete, really.
Yeah, it was a good night for me. I was lucky to have Steph and KD on the floor, so, they weren't going to leave them. And I also played with some great passing big men. Zaza was on the team, and he gave me permission to wear number 27 here, actually, so that was nice of him. But other than that, just one of those nights where you're in the zone and you don't really think about much other than just getting that ball and let it flick off your wrists. And hopefully you have many nights like that in the Mavs uniform, though. That'd be nice.
Good morning. Over here to your left, Valencia King with Real Talk Sports. Welcome to Dallas, all of you. And my question is kind of deals with family, and you touched on it a little bit, Q, but we know no one gets to this level of success without a support and the village around them. What is it like sharing these moments with your family, and how do you kind of have those conversations and thanking them for being your support along the way?
Yeah, my family has been super, super supportive my whole career. My mom should do, I think, as any mom would, to do whatever she could to make sure to see her son reach her dreams. And just, I give all the glory to her. Her and my dad were the biggest inspirations for me growing up. They did anything possible for me to make sure I was in the best position possible to reach my dreams. So I give really all the credit to them, because without them, I definitely wouldn't be here today at all.
Yeah, definitely. Basically stole the words out of my mouth. My mother, my dad, my AAU coach. They just really been supportive of me. I got a bunch of siblings, so they're just all happy for me, and it's just a great time for us all. Put in a lot of work to get here, and they all helped me out and played a factor. So just to be able to be at this moment and just to have them here even is unbelievable.
Yeah, like Naji and Quentin said, just starts with your parents, and I was lucky enough to have two brothers who beat up on me until I was 18, both professional athletes, and my father played obviously in the pros, so it kind of was my calling. I just wanted to do what he did and fell in love with the game early, and they never forced me really to do anything. I always had a love for it, and they just always supported me, and I'm excited to get them out here to Dallas, though. We're going to have a great time, and Southern hospitality is real, so I'm really excited to experience that.
Rashad Miller, Dallas Weekly. I have 2 questions for Naji and one for Klay. First, you know your nickname, the Knife. You were undrafted, so what was the motivation behind you making sure that you had different things that you could display on the court? And also, last season, the Pelicans faced a lot of injuries. So how did you utilize that time to get better at the game?
Being undrafted, what motivated me, I just knew I was a good player. And I just wanted the opportunity to showcase my skills, and I knew when I got that opportunity, it was over with. But as far as the Pelicans, yeah, we had a lot of injuries, and just being able to be the next man up. Other teams don't have sympathy for you. And when it's your opportunity, you gotta take full advantage of it. Because you may not get many. So that's just kind of how I looked at it, really.
And for Klay, I know the Bahamian team didn't make it to the Olympics, but what do you see for that program, and what do you want to contribute to that program?
Oh, man, shout out Chris DeMarco and him being able to bring the islands together, and a nation of 400,000 people. That's very dear to my heart because that's where my family's from. My father grew up, and I still visit my aunties and uncles and cousins out there. And for there to be 3 NBA players, and Buddy, DeAndre, and Kai from that small island, and a chance to go to the Olympics is so special. I just look forward to contributing, my knowledge of the game. I mean, Anta Apparel has sponsored the jerseys, helped out with the travel, so just lending a helping hand as much as I can because when my father came up and he was playing in the league, the Bahamas didn't have the infrastructure or it wasn't as organized as it is now, and Chris has done a great job along with Buddy and Eric and DeAndre of really building a great basketball culture in the islands, and the fact they were 1 game away from the Olympics is incredible, and it's super inspiring for anybody who's from the Caribbean that you can make it and make noise on the world stage. So I'm just proud of the Team Bahamas.
Klay, Chuck Cooperstein, Mavericks radio play-by-play. How surreal is this moment? The fact that you are sitting here as a member of the Mavericks doing something, as you mentioned, you telling people you wanted to do something different, but the reality that you are actually doing something different right now.
Yeah, it's surreal, but I'm embracing it. The organization showed me so much love, and the fans, whether it's on the internet or in the street, are very grateful. And everyone I met, there's just a great buzz around the city, especially coming off a championship appearance. Everyone wants to get over that hump, and that's what was so attractive to me is to be someone who can help them win and help these young guys grow. And being on the back end of my career or in my 30s, it's so special to have this opportunity. Not many guys who play 13 years get a chance to win a championship or championships to end their career, and I think we're set up for a great run, and expectations are high, but you got to welcome that. I mean, that's what you want as an athlete. You want to have that pressure, and you want to have expectations from the fan base, the city, that we want a winner, and that's what attracted me too. I'm not really into breaking more shooting records. I just want to win at this point. That's what I learned in Golden State. Like, everyone's got to make sacrifices to win at the highest level, and I'll make sacrifices for the team, but as long as we play winning basketball, that's all that matters.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. Klay, Steph said this week that the thing he wanted for you more than anything was to see the joy back in your game. Had you lost some of the joy in the game?
There was times last year it was really tough. I mean, everyone expects you to be that all-NBA player, and sometimes it's hard to consistently do that. That's why there's only 15 slots on that team, and coming here is just such a fresh start and feeling just wanted again, and like I bring great value. It just gets me excited to go out there and even work out after this press conference and get shots up. And so, yeah, there was times last year it was tough where it wasn't as joyful as it had been in the past. And it's nice to kind of shed that and have a whole new fresh start, whole new group of guys to get to know, and co-workers. So a whole new city. It's really cool, and I'm going to embrace the heck out of this opportunity.
Dorothy Gentry with iMessenger Media. I'm back here, guys. Right over here. Dorothy Gentry with iMessenger Media. Quentin and Naji and Klay. 2 questions for all 3 of you. 1, when and where are each of you the happiest? And then number 2, if you had a different talent other than basketball, what would that be? Can you sing, dance, tap dance, swim, what?
I'm going to let the Young Bucks get that one first. I got to think about that.
I think we could all agree that we're definitely the happiest on the basketball court. I feel like anytime you're going through a good day, a bad day, like you want to be on that court putting in work, just trying to get better, and just for the love of the game, just being out there hearing the ball bounce and then go through the net. That's just, to me, no better feeling for sure, definitely being on that basketball court. And then to your second question, I guess hidden talent, I mean, I guess I can juggle a little bit, play the piano a little bit. So if that's a hidden talent, I would go with those 2 for sure.
Definitely probably the gym. Nice summer day when you got all your work in and it's cool outside, you don't got nothing else to do. That's probably one of my favorite places to be. But I'm talented at everything, to be honest. I do it all, so you name it, I'm good at it. So
That's funny. I mean, I'm with them. We're hoopers, so we're happiest on the hardwood, playing pickup, getting shots up, music blaring in the background. And then, man, I'm also my happiest when I'm next to a body of water. And everyone knows I love the ocean, but it could be a lake, it could be a creek. I got a fishing rod or I got a kayak, something to some water sport really gets me excited. And if I didn't hoop, what my hidden talent? Man, I'm pretty good at, like, I'll be a good Jeopardy contestant. I really feel that way. I got a lot of knowledge that's pretty useless, but a lot of hours spent on Wikipedia and stuff. So I got some random facts stored in here.
Tim Cato with The Athletic again. Got one for Klay, one for Michael. Klay, you talked about your relationship with Kyrie earlier, but when you say you feel like this is a chance to be rejuvenated, how much did Kyrie and watching Kyrie and watching how he has been rejuvenated here in Dallas, whether it's conversations with him or just watching him, how much did that affect and impact this decision?
He actually was one of the first people to text me just how grateful he is to be here and how the city's embraced him, the organization's embraced him, especially after what he had to go through. And I've known Kai for a long time, and he's been super down to earth ever since I met him, and just a very gracious person. And for him to come here and embrace the city and embrace the role he has just inspired me. Because, I mean, they were so close to winning the whole thing. And, I think we can help get them over that hump. And, sorry, what was part 2?
Yeah, just whether, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Just whether you had conversations directly about that or just watching him.
Yeah, we did. We had some good, we text a lot nowadays, us millennials. So we had some good text threads. Yeah.
And then, Michael, what was the process like for you guys in the front office? Like, you've got some shooters up here. When did you guys as a front office, kind of come to the realization that this roster, needed more shooting? Was it something that you learned in the playoffs? Was it something you learned in the finals? Was it something that even before the playoffs started that you hope to address in the offseason?
Well, I think every team in the league would love to have more shooting. That's the way the game is going. And it was very obvious during our playoff runs, especially in the games that we lost, not only in the finals but in some of the other playoff games, that if we had more shooting, it would gives us a better opportunity to win those games. And I think in the finals, we saw that a couple of games. We make a shot here and there. That's a different series. So now, by adding these type of players, it's not going to answer it's not going to be the ultimate answer per se, but it gives us a better chance to win those games when we need big shots to be made, and especially I know these 3 guys are capable of taking and making those big shots.
Nick Gangster from Locked On. First for Klay. A lot has been said about how the court you're hoping to break out of here in Dallas? And then for Quentin and Naji, what parts of your game do you hope take another step here in Dallas?
Well, with guys like Luka and Kyrie on the floor, I think just me being out there is going to give them a lot of space to operate. And same with our big men. I mean, and Derek and Daniel, just their ability to roll and finish is also great. I play really well with big men who could, like me and Trace Jackson had a great rapport last year because he's so good at the rim, and I saw the same thing with those two guys. And I just I don't think you can stick to me as much as you could in the past with guys like Luka and Kai out there, and that's what also was very attractive for me.
I think just my overall game, get better on defensive end, offensive end. Yeah, just from every way, just in every type of way, just get better. Make the game easier. Continue to soak up knowledge and learn.
And for me, it's kind of to get back to being more of a playmaker, like how I was in college and high school and stuff like that. It's like you said, like Luke and Kyrie and Klay definitely gonna have a lot of attention on them on the court. So just being able to play off closeouts, knocking down, taking open shots when it's there. So just being able to learn from J. Kidd, and you can see from watching all the games in the playoffs, he gives freedom to all the guys out there. So I'm super excited about that. And just learning every day from this. It's a great organization. It felt like family. And the whole time I was in the building yesterday, meeting everybody, a bunch of new faces. So I'm really excited to just be around the whole organization, everybody, every single day.
And Finn, you've lived through a lot of the history of this organization and seen the comments through the years of not being able to reel in the big free agent fish. How did this come about over a term of months or years, or how would you describe the process?
Winning. Everyone wants to be a part of a winner. In the past, Dallas has had, some winning teams, but we just couldn't get over the hump of being a consistent winner. And over the past couple years, I think the word around the league is that not only we are a winning organization on the court, but off the court as well. And I think with that, it makes it attractive for guys like this to want to join us and make our organization and our team even better. So I think winning is a very easy to sell to athletes nowadays, to put them in a winning environment. And these guys was grateful enough to join us in that.
Blake Elliott, 105.3 The Fan again. This is for all three of y'all. I just wonder how much any of y'all had a rapport with Jason Kidd, and if not, what kind of intrigued you about him as a head coach that's obviously going to be running this franchise?
I mean, it's Jason Kidd. You seen his highlight tape? Still, like, Luka will throw crazy passes, but I still have not seen the passes made that J. Kidd used to make to this day. And just learning from a Hall of Fame talent like that, someone who I really grew up idolizing and appreciating his game and his athleticism. He just has a mind for basketball, and I know we're all excited to play for him. Like, I'm just excited to ask him what it was like to guard Michael, then guard Kobe, and I got a lot of questions for him, really, because I grew up watching that whole era.
Kind of piggyback off Klay said, it's Jason Kidd, number one. Number two, just to be able to learn from Jason Kidd every single day is unbelievable honor, and I'm so excited to play for him. And yeah,
Jason Kidd, like they said, we've been practicing every day, picking his brain, just seeing the game through his lens, what he sees, and just being able to ask him questions about what Klay said regarding Michael, regarding Kobe, being in the finals and stuff like that. So I'm just excited to get to work, honestly.
Chuck Cooperstein again with the Mavs play-by-play on radio. For all three of you, how did you guys choose the numbers that you ultimately are going to be wearing? Klay?
Well, Kyrie took my numbers, so I was pretty. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's a change for me, so I'm not mad at the change. I'm actually excited for it. I mean, there's been a lot of great 31s in this franchise history. Jason Terry won a championship wearing that number, and we play very similar style as far as the off-guard position, spacing the floor, shooting. So he had a great year with them. Who else? I mean, Nick wore 31 here? Wow. I don't remember the Nick days when he was on the Mavs, huh? That's right. They had a good year with him too. But love Nick, the quick. But I mean, Reggie Miller wore 31, and I watched so much footage of Reggie coming off screens as a teenager, especially his game-winning, his ability to make game-winning shots. I mean, that is the most inspiring thing to see as a shooter, because he had no fear whether he made or missed the shot. He was going to live or die by it, and I still have that image of him in the East Finals pushing off Mike, curling off the right wing and cashing that three. I mean, that's how I modeled my game after, just being able to space the floor, and you can't leave me open like you could Reggie, and that was an inspiration for me as well. And I thought I'd have a chance to pass him in threes made, so that'd be a cool way to honor someone who really paved the way for a shooter like me.
13 is kind of a number I wore growing up, and played some of my best basketball, and honestly got to here, wearing that number. So I think the mentality I had wearing that number and how I approach the game is something I want to get back. So yeah.
Yeah, 5 was my high school number coming back to Texas. 24 is retired because of Kobe, so I learned that coming. Mark Cuban did a great job, as I think everybody should retire number 24 for sure in the NBA. So, and then coming back to Texas, 5 was, like I said, my high school number. I wanted to get back to just playing a lot more freedom, just a lot more fun. So I feel like that was a perfect thing for me to go with, honestly.
This one's for Quentin. I think last time we saw you, we were obviously in Detroit, dealing with a knee issue. Just how are you feeling physically, and are you 100% right now?
Oh, yeah, I've been 100%. You know what I mean? I've been feeling great, working out every day, just trying to just be in tip-top shape for whenever we go out to Vegas in a few days, working out with the guys out there, literally trying to get in tip-top premium shape for and get ready for the season. But, yeah, definitely 100%.
Klay, you've talked about your relationship with Kyrie and the communication there. Obviously, you don't go back as far with Luka. I'm curious, I know you've competed against him a lot. What's the relationship like between you guys? And, he's been over in Europe, obviously, but what's the communication been through this process and since you decided to come to Dallas?
He texts me saying how excited he is, and I relay the same message back, and I think there's definitely a mutual respect there. I mean, I remember seeing him at the end of the West Finals in 2022, and I told him just how much I loved his game and how he really elevates his teammates, and sky's the limit for his ability. And I think that resonated well with him, and he was real gracious in defeat. And I just appreciate someone who is not afraid of the moment and competes till the end, and Luka fits that bill. So I think we'll be able to bring the best out of each other. I really do.
Walt Chisholm, BFB, DFW. Klay, the last time we saw you, you were standing out on the court, looking around at the Chase Center one last time. What was going through your mind there in that last moment?
Oh, that was at the Golden One Center. And I mean, a lot of uncertainty, our season ended. My contract was coming up, so I just remember man, I'm going to soak this all in. It didn't have the best night, obviously, going scoreless, getting beat by 24. It still stings, but I just remember man, I'm just going to take this all in, because there's nothing guaranteed in pro sports. Whether I get a contract extension or I'm somewhere else, while I was still in that Warriors uniform, I'm looking up and I'm seeing Warriors fans littered throughout the arena. I was still very grateful in that moment. I just wanted to take it all in, because you never know when a good thing comes to an end.
Jordan Strutter with Clutch Points over here. This one's for Quentin and Naji. I just wanted to get your guys' initial thoughts when you heard that Klay was coming to Dallas.
I told everybody we're going to win the championship. Yeah, that was basically I was excited. Unbelievable. Like I said earlier, to learn from Jason Kidd, learn from Klay, even himself, become a better shooter, just a better pro. He's been in the league a long time, and, just unbelievable. It feels surreal. Me and my friends, we so excited about it, and I'm excited myself.
Yeah, I told my friends, we about to get a ring. I'm about to get a ring. So, but I definitely just like I said, one of the best shooters of all time. For me as a shooter, coming in, I'm gonna learn from him every day. Being able to shoot with him every day in practice, just competing against him every day in practice. So that's when kind of we bring the best out of each other. So going against Naji every day, we got a good group of guys. Not just when we got Klay, I was like, man, sky's the limit. I'm just excited to learn from him every single day, honestly.
Faith Knight back here with D210. This question is for Quentin. After being in New York and Detroit as a Texas native, how does it feel to be back home playing in Texas?
Oh, it feels great. Like being in New York and you come back to Texas, like you said, Southern hospitality is real, and just how nice people are. And just like seeing a lot of familiar faces already. And just within the league, I see a couple guys from the Woodlands, my area. So it's gonna be great. My mama, she was crying. She wasn't even at the house when I got the news. She was on boarding the plane, so she had FaceTime me. She was bawling. So I feel like everybody in my family was just super excited because I know it's just a 3-hour drive. So they're super excited and can't wait to see me in a Mavs jersey.
Landon Buford from LandonBuford.com. This question is for all you guys in regards to the community work. Once you guys get settled, what can the Dallas community be expecting from all three of you guys?
Nice hoodie. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Well, I mean, I'm sure Naji and Quentin feel the same way, but there's nothing really better than being able to give back and teach the game, especially the youth. Whether it's just form shooting, defensive sliding. I look forward to working with the obviously Mavs Foundation and getting involved in the grassroots level. I mean, Texas is a hotbed for youth sports. I know that, and I'm excited just to share my knowledge I've gained from my career. That's really the best part. I mean, for any athlete, is being able to pass down that knowledge to the next generation.
Well, definitely. I'm a huge basketball fan, so whatever level it is, high school, college, like I know everybody. So coming up, I know, like Klay said, the grassroots out here is pretty good. So just tapping into that, giving my knowledge back, and just paying back what the game gave to me. I look forward to, exploring and seeing what they got to offer as far as the youngins and just teaching them everything I can.
Yeah, I don't think it's really more of a rewarding feeling being able to get back to your community, help out the youth, and just kind of, you never know who you might inspire being out there for just a couple hours. You might inspire the next generation, the next you out there. So I feel like it's great to always get back to the community because they do so much for us as a fan base, as a community. So I know Dallas pretty well. They're a big sports town, football, baseball, basketball. So just being able to give back to the youth is going to be something I'm going to definitely be participating and excited about.
Klay, Adam Rosso from Spectrum News, all the way in the back. You mentioned being a Cali kid most of your life. What excites you about being in Texas, being in Dallas, and do you have to get a freshwater boat to match the saltwater boat? Do you switch the engine? Kind of what's the play there here going forward?
Well, I got a little Boston whaler, and I'm pretty sure it's a Great Lake boat, so and a trailer, so I'll be ready. But I'm excited to eat barbecue. I'm excited to go to a Cowboys game. Just do all the things. Not too much barbecue though, because I'm getting a little older, so I gotta that diet's serious. So, but on cheat days for sure. But I'm just embrace the culture. I mean, yeah, go to a Rangers game. I got a couple friends on that team who play with my little brother in the Dodgers and in the AAA. So I'm just excited to get a feel of the city and just embrace my new city. It's very exciting.
So first question is, this is Noah Weber from the Smoking Cuban. First question is for Quentin. Quentin, there was a stat from the end of your time with the Knicks that you were guarding the toughest players in the league. You ranked first. Do you take pride? Why do you take so much pride in guarding the toughest players? And then question for Klay and Naji. When you see the Mavericks have the #1 defense to close the year, how exciting is that to be able to join that and bring y'all's defensive skills to that?
Yeah, I definitely take a lot of pride on the defensive end. I think once I made that transition to Houston from Kansas, like Coach Sampson, you got to give 110% or he gonna run you to death. And I wasn't trying to run, so I just made sure every time I stepped on the court, it just kind of just stuck with me. And then once I went to the Knicks, everybody know Tibbs, like you got to give it 110% again, or he's not gonna play you. As a rookie, you got to earn that trust some other way besides pounding the air out the ball. I knew that wasn't gonna be the way. So then in my second year, me getting every assignment from Trae Young and Jason Tatum, I wanted to make sure I'm trying to make the guys, whoever I'm guarding, and kind of life hell for real. So I'm going out there trying to make it hard every single time. I got a lot of pride in that end. Not going to let you score on me. If you're going to score on me, I'm going to tip your hat. It's probably going to be a tough bucket. So but I'm going to keep coming at you on defensive end and offensively as well. So take a lot of pride in that end.
I think it's unbelievable, especially, what I bring to the game and just to be #1 in the defense, and to add to that is just crazy, and I'm just really just looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm so excited. You know, I used to have to do the A job, which is chase around the best player for 40 minutes. And although I'm capable, having great defenders, especially on the wing, just gives me a lot of relief to be able to switch and guard bigs to point guards. And just the versatility of this team defensively, I think, has gotten better this offseason. And us three can really, you know, guard anyone on the perimeter or even on the block. We're not afraid of that challenge, and I think that's what Michael and the rest of the front office saw in us, is like, these guys compete. And as an athlete, skill is important, but that competitiveness, that's what really puts you over the top.
Skin Wade from the Mavericks TV broadcast and the Ben and Skin show. I'm not really concerned about Naji, but a little bit with Quentin and Klay, that you were dodging Dorothy's question about the dancing. So I would like to get you on record. Do you have a specific dance move or an overall dance floor strategy that you like to employ?
I mean, I can take the two-step a little bit. Ooh. So I mean, I'm back in Texas, so I know how to take the two-step. So to answer that question, I can do that one for you.
I don't have a go-to move. It kind of just flows, but I think I'm a good dancer. I've never watched myself on film dancing, so I don't want to really, but I think I'm a good dancer. When I'm in a good mood and something's going right in my life, I'm gonna let it rip on the dance floor. Just being honest.
Tori Garcia with the Dallas Morning News. Michael, obviously this organization lost a big asset in Derrick Jones Jr. What do you see from Naji specifically that's similar and different to his game?
Well, you know, Naji brings the toughness similar to what Derrick Jones brought to us. He has the ability to guard, in my opinion, you know, 1 through 5 if need be, and he has a desire to get better. You know, he's going to do whatever it takes, you know, to win ball games, and that's one of the things that really attracted us to the young man. And I'm looking forward to see him, you know, take on those challenges night in and night out. And I know that if he continues to do that, that the sky's the limit for him.
Dwayne Price again. Klay, the Mavericks only scored they only hit 18% of their three-pointers in the NBA Finals against Boston. Were you sitting there watching the series and saying, I scored 60 points on 11 dribbles. I'm going to Dallas and get another ring.
That's funny. Well, you know, that regular season defense, a little different than that finals defense. But, I mean, I was watching just as a basketball fan, and, you know, I did see, like, man, I could really help this team. They're right there. They're maybe a few pieces away. Not big adjustments, but just very little adjustments from getting over the top. I mean, Dirk went through it in his first finals, and Luka did too. So we're knocking on the door, and that's what really, really got me excited to be here.